talk about today. Crypto comes to Washington. Will the millions buy influence? My answer is yeah, probably. Yeah, probably it will. It buys influence. That's why. Why do I say that? That's why. That's why people do it, right? Because it buys influence. So let's. I think I remember when Microsoft was not was had a very small budget for lobbying. They went after Washington was going after them for antitrust violations, and then they got smart and they started lobbying Washington, and those antitrust violations kind of went away. Excuse me. Okay, so Aaron braced for the worst when a mysterious group started buying television ads last month in her competitive Southern Indiana congressional race. She assumed she would face a negative blitz like the one that crushed her in 2016 when she ran for the same seat. But in fact, the opposite happened. American Dream Federal Action, a super political action committee financed by a cryptocurrency CEO saturated the district with ads promoting her as a Trump-tough conservative who would stop the socialists in Washington. That push helped secure her victory last week in a Republican primary. All you can do is hold your breath, Hodgkin's longtime consultant Cam Savage said of when they learned about the ad buy. It could help you, but the fear of it is that it will end you. The impact of the unsolicited helps shows how cryptocurrency tycoons are emerging as the new political power players. They are pouring millions of dollars into primary elections as they try to gain influence over members of Congress and other government officials who are crafting regulations. This year, for the first time, industry executives have spent nearly $20 million so far, according to records and interviews. I think it's much higher than that. It's a delicate but deliberate march by companies that make money based in part on evading government attention. It's too late for evading government attention, in my mind. More than $100 million also has been spent lobbying since 2018 by crypto companies, as well as those who potentially stand to lose if the industry goes mainstream, records show. Well, that's almost everybody. Every major bank, will lose. The push comes as the Biden administration and Congress consider new regulations that set funding levels for agencies that will oversee crypto. What do they want? They want no regulation, or they want to help write the regulation. What else is new? Asked Senator Brown, an industry critic. Cryptocurrency, that's like every other industry. Cryptocurrencies are digital assets that can be traded over the internet without relying on a global banking system. They've been promoted as a way for those with limited means to build wealth by investing in the next big thing. But they're also highly speculative and often lack transparency, which substantially increases risk. On Thursday, cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, plunged in value. It goes up, it goes down. It's volatile. It is very volatile, and it is risky. That's what makes it so risky. Santiago, deputy director of Global Anti-Scam, an organization that helps victims of cryptocurrency fraud, said the industry has been reluctant to police bad actors. Unless it affects their bottom line or public reputation, I don't think there's any financial incentive for them. That's what every industry does, right? You go after them only if it's beneficial for you. That's just the way things work. There are signs that crypto is going mainstream. You think? Fidelity Investments, one of the nation's largest providers of retirement accounts, announced earlier this month that it will start allowing investors to put Bitcoin in their 401k accounts. And that's going to be huge. And there are indications that the government is increasing scrutiny. Yes, they are. We've already talked about that many times on this show. The Securities and Exchange Commission unveiled a plan last week that would nearly double the size of the staff focused on cryptocurrency oversights. Just like the IRS, what do they want? More money. We don't have the funding. We need more funding. Days later, the Justice Department indicated that the CEO of a cryptocurrency platform and mining operation, alleging he orchestrated a $62 million global investment fraud scheme. Meanwhile, members of Congress and the administration have raised concerns that Russian oligarchs could turn to cryptocurrency to evade U.S. sanctions put in place when Russia invaded Ukraine. And so we should stop cryptocurrencies because oligarchs might put their money in it as they put their money in U.S. dollars? Should we stop U.S. dollars? And many U.S. companies, do we stop those stocks and bonds that they're buying also because we are a stable economy? At least we're. Meanwhile, members of Congress, but at least one lawmaker has been an active participant in promoting the allure of crypto riches. Madison Cawthorn, a conservative Republican from North Carolina, touted a new crypto coin in a video posted to social media, emphatically declaring, "This is going to be going to the moon, baby," while urging viewers to visit the coin's website and get on the train. But after an initial spike, it plunged in value and is now worth a small fraction of a penny. Cryptocurrency advocates in Congress acknowledge problems, but argue that roughly $2 trillion industry has matured. I'm confident that Bitcoin protects consumers who has invested in the currency. I'm not confident that all cryptocurrencies protect consumers. Same thing with stocks. Most stocks protect consumers, but not all of them do. In fact, I'm willing to be on the majority of those that are fraudulent. Many cryptocurrency proponents vehemently oppose regulation. I wonder why. But lobbyists say that's now a settled debate, and their aim is to convince skeptics not to have too heavy a regulatory hand. Well, that's the next best thing, isn't it? A founder of Chamber of Digital Commerce makes the case for developing accounting standards for the industry to help crypto firms become publicly traded companies. Because there are no standards, many businesses are hesitant to touch cryptocurrency. Some lobbyists are hoping that the wave of campaign spending could help, much of it directed to Democratic primary races. Folks in crypto are, all of a sudden, happy to go to political fundraisers, whose group spent about $4 million on lobbying since 2018, she added. The government could actually come in and really mess it up if we aren't constructively engaging. That's true. That's fostered a sense of resentment among some Democrats. In suburban Atlanta, Democratic reps are squaring off after their districts were merged during redistricting. A crypto-affiliated super PAC is backing Macbeth, paying $2 million in TV advertising that praises her. They are not doing this out of goodness of their heart. They are doing this because they want something. Or maybe they just like the policies proposed by one other than the other. Might be. A spokesman for the group Protect Our Future said the expenditures have nothing to do with cryptocurrency regulation. Crypto super PACs are also active in other marquee races, including Pennsylvania's Democratic State Senate primary, where 212,000 was spent last week on ads backing John Fetterman, the state's Democratic lieutenant governor. The ads say Fetterman won't get schmoozed by lobbyists or bossed around by politicians. Well, our prayers go out to him. He's in the hospital. He had a stroke. I think he had surgery today. Today was election day in Pennsylvania. But overall, the spending is on such a scale that has generated questions about the industry's motives. Their motives are to protect their industry. That's what all lobbyists do. It tells every Democrat that if you have a primary, they could come in with $2 million. They are currently making a point. They are certainly making a point. Well, that's true. All of that is true. It is not unusual for that to happen.